Aloha air signs, welcome to Moana Anela's Divine Love Readings for the month of March 2020. Welcome to the general portion of the reading. I'm going to kind of skip the intro, basically general read, take what resonates. If you're cross-watching, this reading is intended for the signs I'm reading for. However, if you're drawn to here and that works for you, then yes, the message is also meant for you as well. You can switch the characters as well. But yes, for general portion of the air sign, for the introduction, I'm actually going to put a link to an introduction, and I'll also be posting an explanation of the reading, the setup of the reading, the arrangements of the cards, and the meanings of the placements. So I'll be doing that, so that way I save time on the reading here and we can get right into your reading. All right, so general spread, and then we're going to go into each individual sign. Just look for the timestamps below or the links below. I'm hoping I can fit it all into one video for each element. So right now we're doing air. So air sign, we're going to begin, and we're going to just start with the center card. That's basically represents you, and it's heart of the matter. And we have 5 of air. 5 of air, interesting already. Air sign starting out with air. Woo! So 5 of air. Okay, the 5 of swords. So kind of like doing what you need to do to get done. And I was kind of feeling a lot of this energy for actually air signs. Maybe, being in the Mercury retrograde, that does affect communication. It can affect stuff like technology, a lot of processing and stuff like that. A lot of air elements. So I can see possibly a lot of air signs being possibly frustrated with a lot of the processing, and possibly things not going the way you need it to go, and us having the energy of, well, I'm just gonna get this done, or I need this, so I'm gonna do what it takes to just get it done. 5 of air has that, the 5 of swords has that energy of, I just gotta get what I need to get, or what I need to do to win, what is best for me, without too much of that implication of the cost of what, the cost of getting that, achieving that goal. So sometimes we can go a little too far. So we'll see what the other cards have to say, but there's a need. And because it's a love reading, I'm going to put it out there. There's a need for air signs to kind of give back, or find a way to fulfill something that's missing, especially in love and life. If you're in a relationship, it could be something that's missing in a relationship. Maybe possibly communication is broken down. Maybe there's been a bit of exchange of words that are not being understood, maybe taken the wrong way, just kind of thing going on. Or maybe some frustration if you're single and you're trying to figure out a way to basically build a relationship with somebody, or introduce yourself to somebody new that possibly maybe a little shy or something, and you're really trying to work on building a rapport relationship with somebody, and it's just like missing that mark. The communication is off, timing's off, stuff like that. So okay, so a little bit of that frustration coming through, but you can kind of see she's kind of doing the ballet. It almost looks like a attitude there, in the air. So you're also realizing that, that it is important. Maybe some of you recognize Mercury. I keep saying retrograde for Mercury retrograde, and you guys are, maybe some of you are realizing, yes, it's the energies of the planets and everything. So I'm not going to allow it to get to me. So good on you, air signs. don't let, yes, so that's good. You're recognizing that, so good. Don't let it get to you. And so yeah, but I mean, we can't help sometimes but to get a little impatient. And here we go, 3 of fire. Okay, so perfect. So yeah, so moving forward, moving on, staying focused on your goals, staying focused on knowing that those ships are coming in. And also I'm getting through that you guys are also recognizing that, you know, divine timing is also at play. And even though we may thought that, oh geez, our ship should have came in already, but I guess, you know, my mark was a little bit off as far as that divine timing. So, and that goes into play what I was kind of saying, you know, for those of you who are single, who are, you know, just kind of like, you know, trying to get to know somebody, and that timing is off. So that's perfect. And I also do see travel. So I see for some of you, you know, travel might be a key factor too. Like, I'm getting a feeling that some of you might be away or apart from a loved one, or maybe are excited to come back home because, you know, you're looking forward to, like, when I come back home, I'm going to, like, put myself out there to this person in my neighborhood, something like that I'm getting. So some kind of distance is at play here. So from the energies at the base, that card is, can't really see that in the camera, but for the underlying energies, the supporting energies, that base energy, we have Queen of Water. So this is beautiful. This is beautiful, air sign. So you're allowing yourself to kind of get more into the flow. You're allowing yourself to open up. So this basically for Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. And so this is really perfect. You're allowing those kind of, you know, when we talk about processing and, you know, all the steps and all the constraints, and usually Libra is pretty good at balancing that, and Gemini can be, but sometimes, you know, you guys can still get stuck in your minds. You're very strong in mental energies, mind energies, but you're really starting to feel like, I'm just going to go with the flow with this one. And that kind of goes to what we're saying. You're not allowing those frustrations to get the better of you. So that is awesome. So you're recognizing that kind of love in life. So, and that's really working for you, because that is also helping you to open up. And you know, kind of like radiate warmth and radiate, like if we talk about the Queen of Swords, you know, she's top of, well, actually the Queen and the King, they're top of the, you know, they could be considered top of the tarot cards for the Mayan Arcana, you know, as the ones that are, you know, the bosses and stuff like that, but they're also known for being, you know, the cold one, you know, being cold. But and you're actually starting to warm up, because you're starting to realize, yeah, I'm going to connect with that kind of flow and that warmth, a little bit more of that soft kind of moonlight romantic energy, if you will. So this is awesome, and this is the perfect time to be doing that, because a lot of things are going on, and oh my goodness, if we don't let things go, I think we're going to drive ourselves to the loony bin. I know I'm about to, and I'm a Cancer, so I am really feeling these energies coming through. But you know what, we all are, and bravo to the air signs. You're letting things go. You're learning to go with the flow. So that is awesome. Also, we have for coming in from your higher self, divine energies, we have the Messenger of Fire. Messengers in the good tarot deck, they're equivalent to the Knights. So we have Knight of Wands coming in. So you're feeling that kind of fiery passion. So this is awesome. So getting a little bit out of the mind, and I've done a couple of readings for air signs where I had the feeling to say, okay, a little bit mind over heart there. We need to get out of head. But in this case, I'm feeling you guys are really tuning in because of this opening up, because of you know, this kind of relaxing and getting out of the mind and going with the flow more. You guys are actually starting to tune into your passion, and you're starting to see this. And I think this actually, I'm almost beginning to feeling this Mercury retrograde is almost, you know, a benefit to the air signs, when you may think like, wow, this is probably going to impact air signs, you know, with all that, you know, things not clicking and not going right, and, you know, things going, you know, haywire and what have you. Anyways, but I'm getting this Mercury retrograde. It wasn't easy, but I'm getting it. It's kind of working for you. So that's awesome. So tapping into that passion, and that's perfect, especially for this reading, the love reading. Energies that are not being seen, they're coming in at that, oh, awesome, that Spirit wants to bring forth is the Hermit energy. So, now, what's really neat about the Hermit energy is the Hermit card. The Hermit resonates with the sign of Virgo. And we have 9. And Virgo shares the planet, the ruling planet of Mercury, which is also the ruling planet for Gemini. And actually Mercury is doing a few interesting things. Not only is it coming out of retrograde, but I believe it's also entering into Aquarius at the end of March. So kind of a few interesting things going on with Mercury. So, so yes, what I'm getting in with the Hermit card, Virgo is an earth energy, grounding. So I'm kind of getting like that energy is coming in. So I'm getting, you know, a little bit more of this, like, you know, air energy through a meditation. You know, with that, now I would actually feel redundant just saying that to you, because it feels like you have already tapped into that with this going with the flow, and yeah, why don't I try this meditation thing, get out of my mind. And so I feel kind of redundant saying that, but I think what Spirit wants to do a spin off on that for you is tapping into higher vibrations, like tapping into that celestial universe energies, and, you know, maybe more of like a, I guess, psychic, if you will, more of those type of energies, you know, basically higher vibrations is coming through, and tapping into that higher knowledge, that Gnostic knowledge, and with that is, you know, a higher spirituality, a higher being of spiritual being. And the reason why that's coming through love is because it's been coming through really strongly. Like, now is the time that, you know, there's been a lot of completions. And if we look at the cards in the back, these cards I always bring into my love readings, and also my readings for career, or, you know, spiritual energies, messages. I bring them in because they're my monthly energies that I pull for my monthly collective for everybody. And we have Eb, and Eb is the star, the Mayan star glyph. This is from the Mayan Oracle. He's a star glyph that represents straw, which is also the broom, because back then brooms were, that's all they were made of, was from that straw, because the straw was so sturdy. And so a lot of the sturdy grounding energy is coming through. Abundance is coming through. You know, we are being rewarded, blessed for all the work that we've been putting forth into manifesting our own healing, into manifesting our own divine growth, stepping forward into that. And I guess Spirit is saying, like, even take it a little further. I'm not too sure what that means, but that might mean something to some of you. Again, it won't resonate with everybody, but for those that resonate, Spirit is saying take it to a higher spiritual nature. And that usually the hermit dig deep into within himself. So this is perfect. You're at a great start, connecting with your heart, going with the flow. But it's like Spirit saying it's time to take it deeper, because we are at a turning point now, a lot of completion, and we're moving forward into a whole new era of growth. And what we take with us starting now and into that new era is going to be the energies that we kind of manifest for a bit of the long haul moving forward. So, and with that, we're going to take these blessings. That is from Spirit. But now Spirit is asking, we also have to partake in our own life journey and experience in our soul being, our pure soul being. And for you, air signs, the Hawaiian card that came out was Kaukahi, and that's perseverance. And what this is interesting that now I see this, because in perseverance in Hawaiian, this actual term Kaukahi, actually it's not just persevering like when things are tough you keep going. It goes beyond that. So, and that's exactly the word that I'm getting for you, is go beyond. So you've done this, but keep going. Spirit wants you to keep moving in this direction. Once things start working, and once Mercury retrograde starts moving back into the direction, I want to say proper, but then I don't want to say proper, but back into that forward moving direction, and things start like just clicking again, and timing's on, and processings are bang bang bang. Spirit wants you to remember, keep moving forward with the spirituality. Don't put that to a side and then get busy again or get distracted again in all the mental energies again. Stick with your spiritual growth. Whatever lessons you have learned just recently that really moved your heart, Spirit wants you to move that. So if there's one thing that you can take from what recent events happened to show you something really deep in your heart, your passion, if there's one thing that you really saw light to, Spirit wants you to basically jump on that and move forward on that, because that is going to have a huge impact in your love, in your life, in your family, and in your friends, in your relationships all around, which also includes romance. So, but the more passionate you become, the more you're going to be fulfilled, because what I'm getting now, and it's starting to make sense, is that for your fulfillment in love is actually going to come from your own opening up your heart space, your heart chakra. So green may be a good color for you, or you don't have to wear green, but maybe something with green on it, a pin, a hat, a belt, a bracelet with green on it, a shirt. So even though for most signs we got yellow, which is the solar plexus chakra, most signs have been kind of like messages to tune into that chakra. But I'm getting for you, air signs, is going to be your heart chakra, because Spirit wants you to hold on to that and move forward with that. And so with that, that's that perseverance. So in Kaukahi, perseverance is aligning with your higher self. So going beyond yourself. And that's what this message is about. Going beyond yourself, tapping into your heart space, your true being, so you can connect and align with the divine. And that is actually how we align with the divine, is with that divine love, with that authentic, unconditional love. All right, perfect. Okay, but abundance is here, and it's actually, I'm getting for you, air signs, abundance is already around you. You already have it. It's just kind of like, it's like when we have that special gift at Christmas, and we have it, but we haven't unboxed it yet. So, and that unboxing is coming. But the real gift for you is when you connect with that heart space and really continue to grow in that heart space, that passion. And that's when I'm getting the boldness and sureness and confidence, the messages from the Dreamtime Oracle. The Aboriginal Dreaming Oracle cards, our message cards, is that for you is this boldness in love, boldness in your passion. So whatever recently I'm getting, each one's going to have a different experience, but there was like one thing that really stood out from the rest. That's what you want to follow through with. Okay, and we got 3 of air, and 3 of air, 3 of swords. Okay. So, but what I'm getting with that, okay, of course we know, like, it's been tough. There's been a lot of heartache. But with that, there was the revelation. So the revelation came through this heartache, this revelation. So it was actually a positive thing. So with the 3 of air, it was like, instead of Spirit wants you, and this is the whole message, air sign, is that instead of focusing on that hurt, Focus on, wow, what did that pain, what did this experience show me? When I got through the pain and I was able to see the lesson, what did it show me? And then your message from the enchanted map is the magical stream. Now this is so beautiful, and this can speak stronger for you, air sign. It's a 9 again. We have a 9, 1, 8 here. 18 is a 9. 9 is the end, like it's the end. And then we have 10, which is 1, a new beginning. So 9 is the completion, and then we start again. And so this is the magical stream. But what the stream is, and they say it's a magic stream because it's a stream that when we can look at it as a normal waterfall and normal, like, excuse me, a little stream, but it's magic because there is that in the stream is holding this, I guess, the secrets. I don't know why that word keeps coming out. The secrets to our own happiness, to our own joy. And what's happening with this is the secret of the secret is that this water is the water that you came from. So it's within you. It's a part of you. It's around you. It's everywhere. It's that water that separates heaven and earth, you know, the sky. So it's heavenly water. And then we have the stork here, who we know he's getting ready for the birthing. So there's a birthing in love, whether that's romantic, whether that's a partnership, whether that's family, like rekindling family or a new friend or something, but it's going to be very powerful. So there's a birthing coming through for you, and that's also what this magical stream is about. So very powerful, air signs. We're going to see you over into each individual sign, and I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you very much. Aloha, keika'i, keikahi. Love one another. Aloha and welcome, Aquarius. This is Moana Anela's Divine Love Reading for the month of March 2020. I am Moana, the Hawaiian Gypsy. Aloha and welcome. So we're going to clarify the general read. We just did the general read. We're going to clarify that with the Legacy Tarot. And we're just going to kind of get these cards out here. And some of them already want to come out. So here they are. We already did some pre-shuffling a little bit. Try to speed it up because sometimes, you know, these things just don't like going too long. Okay, right there at the bottom of the deck, we got Ace of Wands for you, Aquarius. All right, so right off the bat, that brings me right to, from the general read, if you didn't watch that for air signs, we have this Magic Stream 18, which is a 9, which is a completion, and then the next step is a beginning. And here's your beginning, here's your wand, and it's a wand, a 1 wand, Ace of Wands. So, and this is about a new beginning in passion, waking up, and just, wow, a lot of excitement. So I'm really getting, Aquarius, a lot of great things coming your way. Again, we have Ebb, and he's all about abundance. He's all about that, you know, he's basically like the straw and the corn, and he's all about that, you know, back in the day in the farming. And, you know, the Mayans, they were like master farmers, like almost like nobody could beat them, right? They just knew everything, the land, the process, and everything. And, you know, even the celestial movements of the planets and how to work with those energies. So it was very fruitful for them. So they really knew what meant to them abundance, and that's what's coming through for you is this abundance. But in this case, through this love reading, this is going to be your passion, and that's the abundance that's coming through for you. I mean, there's going to be other things, of course, but in love, there's going to be this amazing awakening of your passion. I'm getting also too, what's coming through is one of the messages that came through from the general for the air sign was that, you know, that's what's going to get you excited. That's what's actually going to fulfill you is when you open up your passion even more, when you open up that heart space even more. And I'm going to get, that's really important for you, Aquarius. You are the only sign that has the only air sign that has, the water flowing out. So I'm really getting that this Mercury retrograde was actually a real benefit to you, a lot of awakening going on, and you really have learned to just step and go with the flow, and that's really amazing. And oh my goodness, so right here, center of the reading, clarifier from the Legacy Tarot, is the Ace of Swords. So there it is. There's that clarity we're talking about. And swords is like, your energy. Also like Gemini, I'm getting like, Mercury, like, messaging and clarity and I'm not just getting like communication and stuff, but I'm getting clarity in projecting yourself and who you are and your being, and articulating, what it is, the messages you want to get across, and people understanding that. So that's really coming through for you, and that's important, in love, whether if it's if you're already in a relationship, then that's you're gonna find coming right after this. I'm just so excited. The words don't want to come out all at once. Coming right out of this Mercury retrograde, this clarity. It's like, it's like the clouds in here they're just going to separate. They're just going to separate, and then it's like all of a sudden, like, oh geez, telepathic almost. That's how clear things are going to be, in communication, especially what you want to project in love and heart space and romance. And that's because of you are connecting and opening up your own heart space. And this is interesting. So the Nine of Wands. So recently and that kind of came through, air signs, that it hasn't been easy for you. This is like the wounded warrior. But the thing is, what I love about the Nine of Wands is this guy's been through the battles, but unlike the rest of the fire signs, in this, and especially in this card, this is neat. In the other cards, he's all bandaged up. He has a couple of bandages, but what's really neat is he's on his knees, he's kneeling, and he's had his head on his knees. So unlike the other fire wand cards, it's the most peaceful one. It's the one that's most subdued. He is kneeling. He has been through the battles. He's been through the fight. But the thing is, he has learned so much. He's gone kaukahi. He's gone beyond, Bed Bath and Beyond. He's gone beyond perseverance. He hasn't just persevered, he has learned, and he knows now who he is. That has really taught him to be who he is. And that's what I'm really feeling for you, Aquarius. And this is why I'm really excited because you're really stepping into time of wholeness for you. This is a time of completion, but in your case, it's a completion in a way of knowing yourself head to toe, every single hair on your head. Wholeness as a whole being, collectively, not just in your emotion, not just in your mind, but in your physical body and in your spiritual body. And this is a real spiritual card, and spirit can also be associated with fire. So it's real spiritual. So I love that card. So you've learned a lot, and you've learned to really connect and touch deep into your soul. And here we have the Queen of Cups, which just goes right into the heart of this reading. And what is so magnificent about this reading, Aquarius, is that in the general read, we have the Queen of Water, which is the Queen of Cups. Right on top of clarifying is the Queen of Cups. So I really can't say more to that, except for in Hawaiian, when there's a double word, it like amplifies the meaning of that. Like, you have really got in touch with your soul being, with your spiritual self. And you are one of the air signs that are really in touch with your spirituality. So that's why in the general read, the message came through: continue to go that path of continue to be in touch with your spirituality. If you have gifts, continue to grow and hone those skills. So very, very important. And always, Aquarius, which is going to be important, especially in love, is tap into your heart space first. before you go and you know, connect with another, or, you know, take somebody else's opinion or ideas or anything like that. Before you make any decision, especially based upon somebody else, make sure you're tapping into your own heart space first. Check in with your own self. So this is saying that you are actually highly intuitive at this moment, and also in passion, in compassion, in passion, and, you know, in that divine love. So this is great. I was going to show you the back of the card. Wow, that's exciting. So coming from the higher self, you have the 8 of coins. So yes, it has been, again, you put in the work. You're going to be blessed. Not only that, but you have, I'm getting endurance with this card, because this card can be very endurance, and it's an 8. It's what we do to complete, to finish off, tie the knots. And I'm kind of getting that for you, Aries. Now it's kind of coming through. Aquarius is kind of coming through, that you are also bringing closure to a lot of things in your life, and that is awesome. So yes, continue to bring that closure, especially things that you had to let go, you might have worked hard for, and you're like, man, I busted my butt for that, I don't really want to let go of that. But, you know, moving forward, especially in love, and you got a lot of new beginnings here. So especially moving forward, it's really good to just bring closure and just let it go, because that work does not go unfulfilled. None of that hard work, none of those battles go unfulfilled. It just might not come from that particular energy, but it'll come in through something else. You'll be blessed with something so much better and bigger and greater that you can't even see. And that's what this stork is all about in the magic stream. And this is the 9. He's waiting for that new birthing, and Spirit is waiting to give you that birth of this new energy, this new entity that is ready to come into your life. So this is awesome. Continue to tune into that heart space and that spirituality, and the more you give to yourself and fuel that fire of passion of yours, the more you're going to be fulfilled, and then you're going to attract and you're going to be like, the right people are going to be attracted to you, and you're going to find yourself surrounded by the right people. And I had a feeling something of the moon energy was coming out, even though this is the 8 of cups, and you got another 8. So this is again for me confirmation of, yes, let things go. Continue to let them go. Your intuition is right. You know you need to let it go. Go ahead, tie the knots and let it fly away in the universe. Like, tie the knot at the bottom of that helium balloon and let it fly off. I mean, don't do that physically. That's not good for the environment. But you know what I mean, metaphorically speaking. So, yes. Tie those loose ends. That's the term I'm trying to think of. So, 8 of Cups. And 8 of Cups is walking away. And in this, what I love about this tarot deck is he's walking towards the moon. He's walking towards his intuition. He's not necessarily knowing where he's going. And that's what I'm getting for you, Aquarius. And that's why I'm so proud of you too, because you usually like to know exactly where you're going, but in this case you can't really see, but you can see. It's just like in that kind of third eye, it's in that intuitive. You're following the moonlight, which is your emotion, which is your spiritual. The moonlight is basically that little light inside of us that is, connected to the universe, and that's kind of like your intuition. That's what I'm trying to get out. I'm just so excited for you. I don't know why. It's just like, wow. It's like, you're probably getting more energy than words from me. So I apologize for that. But yes, so you're walking away. You're tying those loose ends. You're walking away from them, and you're moving forward because you know that's what you need to do. This is your lifeline here, Aquarius. Aquarius. I'm not going to sing. No. And there's the tower. So this is cool. So you're going to, this is what you're feeling. This is the energy that are coming in that you're aware of. But Spirit wants you to know this is what you want. You want this tower moment, because the tower moment is once you tie up all these loose ends, right? Once you tie up all these loose ends, even if you can't see the blessings yet, you know they're coming, because you know what you did, Aquarius. You know what you did. You did right. You did right. You did it. You did it. You made it. and you got blessings coming in, brand new blessings, and you want those blessings. Woo! I'm really excited for you. That is awesome. So be bold in your intuition. Be assured in your intuition. Actually, be bold in your passion. Be assured in your intuition, and be confident in your whole being. Yes, can I get an amen? All right. So I just pulled some clarifiers before we get to the love romance angel cards, and we got transformation. There's death. Okay, there's your tower moment. Death. Yes, that's what we want. We're tying up loose ends. We're saying adios, amigos. I'm learning Spanish, but I know that's not a great example. Anyways, and then we have the Empress. There it is. Your intuition. Even if you're a man, intuition. She's the ultimate divine being of unconditional love, representation of unconditional love. But she's also connected with her heart space. She knows exactly who she is from head to toe, and everything that she comes from is divine love. And also, she's also represents the birth. And I kind of saw her in your reading for some reason, because here it is. She also represents that new birth. See the grass in this case. In some cases, when people were pregnant, they'd have that grass. I forget exactly what it meant. It's a weed, but it represents the birthing process, or gestation, but that coming into a new birth. And here it is again. The stork. He's waiting for that birth, right? And it comes from the stream, right? I do anatomy. I can get into female anatomy, metaphors of the stream representing, the birth canal and the baby coming out and stuff, water breaking, amniotic fluids. So, basically all metaphors. Some of you might be getting pregnant for the females, so yeah, beware if you don't. But for those, it's a birthing and just, I mean, it's so amazing. Spirit can show me, but I personally, everything is new, so I personally haven't seen or experienced it, so I can't really say exactly what it is. All I know is it feels great. It's really feeling great, and I'm excited. There's the Six of Air. So again, Six of Air, moving away from rocky path into a beautiful new dawn, basically. And I can say that because he's in the sky. But it's basically moving to a better place. And actually, well, the Three of Wands came up in a general read. So some of you may actually be physically moving. That might be part of your process, and also might be part of a birthing. And it might be a birthing of a whole new you. You might all of a sudden, one day wake up, it's like, wow, I can just feel the world in a whole new perspective. And here I am, Buddha. Boom! Fulfillment. This is the ultimate, fulfillment, emotional fulfillment. And, because he has abundance, but because he knows 100% who he is. And so that's the whole thing. Wake up, boom. I am the happy Buddha. And it's like you see the world in a whole new perspective. But it didn't just come like, oh, somebody turned on the lights. It came from like all the things that you've been through up until now, your whole spiritual growth. And you worked hard to get to that Buddha place. Just like, Buddha, I'm trying to remember his name, Siddhartha, right? He was like nine years under the Bodhi tree. But then it was like, all of a sudden the light went on, boom. But I mean, it took 9 years. So in one way, maybe he didn't sit 9 years under a Bodhi tree, but it feels like this, and he does. He really does look like he's been through a few battles. Like that's more than a year. That's maybe, 10, 20, 30, maybe 40 years of life's battles. And then all of a sudden you realize, wow, I really know how to let go. I really know how to sit in my divine, unconditional love. Okay, so the love reading. And wow. And I'm not surprised this card came out. Soulmate! Yes, this is your soulmate. And the reason why I'm not surprised that came out, because when we complete ourselves, we know who we are. We stand in our dependence, our independence, and that's what a lot of this is all about, standing alone, standing in our dependence, the wings of Isis, soul retrieval. It's all about you being able to stand alone, not being alone, but standing alone. In other words, in your being. You're not affected by other people. You're not affected by other people's opinions or what they have to say. So when we come into our whole being like that, we attract, our soulmate comes in, and it's kind of like that. It's like, bam, here's your soulmate. So I am getting a few things here. A couple cards came out. So release your ex. Now what I'm getting more with that is ex doesn't necessarily be, maybe for some of you might need to release an ex, for whoever that resonates, but for others I'm getting, when I get release an ex, the time has come to clear your energy. That's the message I'm getting. And that's the only reason why I bring that out. It's kind of redundant in a way, but only because just to confirmation, letting go and walking away. Because there might be some things you still might have a tie to. Cut those ties. It's okay. Because you know that's your process. You know that's where you're going. And then there's forgiving and learning. So that's part of the process of cutting ties. You know, you may have put in effort, maybe money, maybe a lot of effort, maybe your time, maybe, you sacrifice a lot for somebody. It could be family, it could be a romantic partner, a romantic other, a friend. And you may well, I didn't get out of this friendship what I put into it. But Spirit is saying, just forgive and move on. And that's a strong lesson. And I don't mean move on, like move on, move along, donkey. No, I mean like, because you deserve to move forward. It's time for you to let go and live your life now. By hanging on to that, you're still hanging on to that old energy. And remember, we got birthing coming in. Where was the other card? We got the Empress. This new birth is waiting to come in. We got to make room for that new baby, that new child. That passion that's waiting to come into your life because you deserve it. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Wait, as you release and heal the past. There you go. I got to look for the punctuation. You experience more love in your present moment. That's exactly what I want to say. That's exactly the message there. Sometimes I'm not crazy about the headings on these cards, but I do love what it says on the bottom. And, wedding! Well, for those of you planning to get physically pregnant, maybe put a ring on it. Anyway, that's your business. I don't judge. I love everybody. I love y'all. Do what you need to do. Remember, Aquarius, this reading is about what you need to do. This situation involves marriage. So marriage means a commitment of a higher level. So kind of like the Four of Wands, that higher commitment or the Hierophant. So this, again, just like the birth, that could be more metaphorical. So again, stepping into your whole being, knowing who you are. So what that means, Aquarius, is that someone or something that is suiting to your passion. I mean, I'm talking exactly balance. Your passion is coming in for you. And it's going to, you're already going to be fulfilled. But the thing is, it's going to be a complement. It's going to be equal reciprocity. And and so that's going to be like the support and, giving you that continuation to continue to move forward and grow. So I'm really excited for you, Aquarius. Looks like an exciting month. I am saying, no, I don't see things really start coming into works until that Mercury gets out of retrograde until the 10th. But who knows? Everybody's a little different. Love you, Aquarius. Lots of love and light. And I hope you got something out of this reading. I hope some of it helped. And I look forward to seeing you next month. Aloha, keika'i, ikeikahi. Love one another. And have a great month of March. Aloha. Aloha Libra! Welcome to Moana Anela's Divine Love Readings for the month of March 2020. I'm Moana Anela, the Hawaiian Gypsy. And we're just clarifying with the Legacy Tarot, and like some of them are already jumping up. I was shuffling as I was turning on the camera there, and they like already started to jump out at me. Okay, so for oh, I knew one more card wanted to come out. Hit the one in the center. I don't really pull them out in any particular order except for the order that Spirit shows me to do so with the card. So right at the bottom, wow, Libra, awesome, the Sun. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. And I think I said that in a general read about that passion opening up. So I'm getting this fire energy. And of course the Sun is you know, it's like over and beyond the abundance of that Ten of Cups card, you know, which is the ultimate, you know, abundance and in love. Yeah. Heart, emotional fulfillment and life and everything. And, you know, the Sun card kind of goes beyond that because it's the major arcana. And that brings me right to Eb over there, who he is the, again, he's the straw. And of course he's golden like the Sun. So a lot of that yellow energy coming out, and I'm kind of getting that, you know, Libra, you're always about balance, and you like to see balance in your life. And I kind of get, you know, and it's interesting, so the Sun solar plexus chakra, I'm getting like it's you really are feeling balanced in who you are and standing in your power and your soul being. This card is about the soul retrieval, your soul being. I really get that you kind of do that on a daily basis, like kind of check in with that soul. So what I'm getting is like this balance thing coming in for you, Libra, for love, and that, you know, is, and this joy, you're already feeling that peace within yourself. But I'm really getting, again, that message that came through from the general read for air. It's funny how these things keep coming up again. And it's the balance, because it's the heart chakra, stepping into more of that heart chakra. And what that means is like, well, if I'm already feeling good about myself, what does that mean? Well, there's your power and being confident in who you are, but then now there's this boldness in your passion. So that means like sometimes stepping into our heart chakra actually means, you know, this boldness, kaukahi, which is that perseverance. In Hawaiian, perseverance, in this case, kaukahi is about persevering, going beyond. So this boldness is about now taking that passion and manifesting it. Like, what does that passion look like? Like bringing it to life, right? And that's in love, that's in life. And in, you know, being your own creator, creating, you know, bringing this passion, you know, to life, to fruition, to 3D, you know, that love is going to reflect, you know, the type of person that, you know, you're bringing to you in your life. Or you're growing together if those of you, you know, that are in a coupled situation. All right, so we're going to go ahead and see what the rest of the cards say. And so we're going to start off with the center, the heart of the whole reading, and this is you. And I didn't mean, ooh, look, it's you, it's a Fool. So what I'm getting with the Fool is, for those of you who are not familiar with the tarot, the Fool, he's the zero. He not only does he mean like, oh yeah, you know, clean slate, starting new, starting fresh. It is very fresh. It's a very fresh energy. But what it also means is that he is so playful, because he's stepping into his heart space every day, that it has kind of like just taken over his whole being. That is that he's just so playful in every moment, that he just steps into every moment knowing that because he is who he is, that he's stepping into his creation, if that makes sense. So everything is a part of him. It's a piece of him. It's not just around him. As you know, he's touching the cards. He's stepping on the sands of time right here, right? Divine timing. So he has come to a place where he has brought himself, you know, into an integration of the universe and everything around him. So it's not separate from him. Everything is a part of him. And that way, like, whatever he does becomes his creation. And that's what I'm getting. And that to do that is doing that unconditionally without the mind. And that kind of came through the general read for you, for the air signs, the general read for air signs. And it's kind of coming through for your reading, Libra, here, is that stepping into that, you know, heart chakra. And continuing that spiritual journey. But for your Libra, the balance will be is knowing that you are not separate. You're not separate from the universe. You're not separate from spirit. You're not separate from your own passion and your own creation. You are one with everything. And that's the real divine unconditional love. And then that's going to be, you know, reflected out there in love. You're going to start seeing that in counterparts, and again, you know, this could be romance. I mean, it's a love reading, so for those of you that are, you know, looking into that love, you know, this is what twin flames is all about. Is that the person that mirrors, you know, who we are, not the person that completes us. We're already completed, but it's the person that mirrors who we are. So, and then when that comes together, that kind of like, that energy just kind of, you know, intertwines, and then it's like, you know what they say, the sum of the whole far outweighs, you know, the sum of each individual part. So it's like coming together with that twin flame or soulmate, however you see that divine counterpart. It's like you guys are going to magnify each other, not just reflect each other. You're going to magnify each other and just radiate out into the world. And this is the kind of love that's coming in. But it comes from that heart space and balancing, Libra, this is great for you, but balancing all the chakras, right? But it comes from the center. And this is what I actually meant to say earlier, but I think it didn't come out, is that the heart chakra, if we look at the 7 chakras, that's the one that's in the center. And it can continue being in the center because from there, the chakras continue to go up and they actually can continue to go down as well. So that's coming from the balance, is actually coming from your center. And that's the best way to say it. And then, of course, being playful, and I really feel you're good at that, Libra. Really good at you're really good at being playful into situations, especially lately. And what came through the reading earlier is that, you know, I was mentioning about all air signs. You really learn to go with the flow, right? And then by going with the flow, you know, this new birth can come forward for you, and that's what's happening, and you're feeling that, and that's really great. And I'm feeling a peace with you. I'm feeling a calming peace with you, especially in that heart space. And then crossing that, we have this Wands. Okay, so this is what I was kind of referring to, you know, the difference between stepping in your power, which just could be represented here by the 7 of Wands. Stepping in your power, feeling like you need to defend who you are. And this is where you're coming from. So you may have come from a place recently. We've all come from challenges, especially in the last year or so, maybe in the last decade. We're into a whole new decade. And now it's like there's no need for this. So you're coming from here, Libra, into here, especially in your love life, right? Like knowing that, well, you don't have to be in relationships that, you know, you have to defend yourself. You can be in relationships that magnify who you really are. So you both can be playful and joyful with the universe. So that is really, really awesome. That is so awesome coming through. And what I'm saying to everybody, making sure I'm saying to everybody, what's really important is that what we set the pace now, because this is a whole new beginning, a whole new decade, a whole new era. What we set, you know, plant the seeds or set the pace now will set the tone for the next little while, the next year. I mean, nothing is written in stone, but it will certainly have impact in the next little while. And so from at the base, the foundation, we have strength. So what I'm getting more for you is, Libra, is that you've learned this. You've actually kind of tapped into your strength. And that's why you still may be feeling a little bit of this energy. You know, feeling like, oh, I gotta stand my ground. Or not that you have to, but, oh, I'm standing my ground no matter what. You're kind of getting ready, even though there's nothing to defend yet, but you're ready to defend that. But what I'm getting now is that to kind of flip the script, the balance here on the other side of the scale, like, so now this true strength is tapping into that heart chakra, you know, letting go of holding on to like an identity or, you know, a way of what a partner should look like, kind of like a bit of that control is letting that go, and then just knowing that, well, I'm one with everything, I'm not separate, and then you know what is meant to be is definitely coming, and it is, and you got abundance coming, and that's really what's coming through for you, Libra. So it's almost like, you know, on the other end of the scale, we have the strength that is strong and stands the ground, which is also good. But however, look, she looks all relaxed, and you know, we have a couple of kitty cats here. One's not even a lion, but you know, she just you know. Just, oh, you're here, oh, hi, you know. She's very confident in who she is. She's standing, she's persevering in herself. She's standing alone. And standing alone doesn't mean being alone. Absolutely not, especially in a love reading. Hello! But standing alone means, you know, being yourself no matter what. And being bold in that. And bold doesn't always mean out there, right? Like, we all know how bold the sun can be, but a lot of times too bold we close our eyes. But the real boldness of the sun comes from that soft warmth. That's the real strength of the sun. It's that soft, warm feeling, because that's the part of the sun that really affects us, right? It really touches our heart, like, oh, I feel so good standing in the sun. So, and that's what we're referring to about, you know, that boldness for you, Libra, is turning, you know, is coming from, you know, feeling this strong, I have to be who I am and I'm going to show the world. Okay, I'm exaggerating, so don't take that too, hopefully not too strongly there. But basically the idea is coming from, like, you don't have to prove yourself to no one. You're beautiful as you are. So just be who you are, and know that no matter what, you mean, you can prove if you like, but you don't need to. You are who you are. Nothing can change that. Like a rock is a rock kind of thing. Water is water. You know, we can call it whatever we want, but it's still going to be what it is. It's divine creation, what it was meant here to be. And that's the same for you, Libra. And you're going to find that you're going to draw that counterpart that is going to magnify that. And that's so beautiful. And so coming from the divine higher self, the message from the divine higher self is the Queen of Swords. And the thing I like about the Queen of Swords, I'm going to go ahead and just talk about the positive aspects of the Queen of Swords. And that is, she's one who knows who she is. She's just so strong in herself. That's the boldness, okay? So if we look at this card, this is kind of a great example. If we look at this card, she's not trying to say to anybody, I'm the Queen of Swords, okay? So bow down, right? I have a lot of fun, by the way. But basically, she doesn't need to say that. She can just stand there and people are like, woo, lady, I won't mess with you, okay? So basically, you know, because she's so assured of herself, and that's her boldness. And that's why, you know, she can be known as the Ice Queen and stuff. But I know that's not the case for you, Libra. You're very loving. But the thing is that you have, you know, you have these qualities. You have these qualities of this type of boldness. You can stand strong and people know, like, whoa, Libra, wow, I feel both like I wouldn't want to mess with Libra, but you know, hey, I want to be that Libra's friend. So you have those, and that's the balance of you, Libra. That's the beautiful part, and that's the tapping in. So I think it's the love reading is more tapping into the softer side, Libra. Maybe coming back to balance with the softer side of yourself, and that's going to allow, you know, I guess that little vulnerability of opening a little bit, and that's what's going to allow, you know, you to be like approachable to, you know, your divine counterpart. You know, whether you're if you're in a relationship, maybe lately you've been feeling a little separated from your counterpart, but coming back a little bit to that little vulnerable, softer side, you're going to see that counterpart is going to come back and be a little more receptive and, you know, have a rekindling. But there is definitely something new. So either you're going to see a growth in the relationship to a place where boldly go, Libra has never gone before in love, you know, and same thing for those who are single. You know, boldly go, Libra has never gone before in love. And, and we have this. What I'm getting for the Six of Cups, of course it can mean that nostalgic memories and all that, but what I'm getting is, again, the nostalgicness is good. I think there's an essence here, Libra, of this energy of your wanting. You are remembering a time where you felt like a child. You felt like, okay, don't take this the wrong way. You felt like this fool. You've been the fool. I've been the fool. But you felt, you know, playful in this, like, you know, because he's playful and a child. He's mature. But his heart's like a child. It's accepting. It doesn't get wavered. It knows what it wants. You know, it knows what makes him feel good. And you're kind of coming back to this. You know, a time where you felt like that in your younger years or days or childhood. Again, this is a collective, so whatever resonates for you. So, a collective for Libra. And, you know, and then coming back to this nostalgicness and that memory, and again, we have this yellow. So again, this is like, you know, stepping back into that solar plexus chakra where you really knew what you wanted out of life. You know, sometimes when we're a kid, actually, that innocence really, you know, can allow us to really be clear in who we are and know what we want out of life. Like, I want to be this when I grow up. That's it. And you know, of course, that's not everybody, but sometimes, you know, that innocence, because it's clarity, right? We're not boggled down by, you know, the years of life, you know, processing and rules and regulations and institutional ways of, you know, the right thing to say and, you know, and, you know, learnt values, taught values, if you will, and you know, all this kind of taught stuff, basically, on how we should be, how we should act, what looks proper. But when it comes from rules and regulation, it's not natural. And when we get caught up into those things, we can lose a bit of who we really are. So coming back to this innocence, I'm getting, it's going to be really important, and it's going to be part of your process, especially in love, Libra. And then coming out lastly, we have the Ten of Swords. Ay, 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 ay. So this is what you're feeling. You're feeling this, like, wow, life has really stabbed me in the back. Mofo. I'm not gonna go there. but you're really feeling this, and maybe that's what's creating a bit of this energy, this Seven of Wands energy, that bit of defense, bit of like, oh yeah, here I come. But here you come, absolutely. But you can come like this. So, and that's okay. But we want to take what was the value of those things that kind of like stabbed me in the back. Now, it's not always, I don't really like looking at Ten of Swords. It's always like the card of betrayal and all that. But it is a card of being let down, a card of being like, you know, missed expectations. Like, you know, we had certain expectations. We were, again, let down. Those expectations were not met. Let down in any kind of way. Being a love reading, so I would give the example, you know, like in a friendship or in a love, you know, maybe you're in a relationship and wow, that partner kind of really let you down in a way, or broke your heart or something like that. But it's, again, Ten of Swords is a beautiful card because it's like a death card. It's a completion. It's an ending. And things have to end. And I think with the Fool card, you know, he can bring out about this forgiveness because it's a 0. So forgiving and kind of like moving forward because you deserve that. And you just, you know, if there's a mantra for you, Libra, I would have to say, I deserve better. But even better than better. Kaukahi, perseverance means going beyond, tapping into your divine, aligning yourself with the divine universe, tapping with the divine love, and tapping into your higher self, your higher being. And so Kaukahi, persevering, going beyond. Well, I deserve better. Go beyond that. No, you don't just deserve better, Libra. You deserve the best. You deserve what, you know, you deserve what you want. You even deserve more than what you want, because, I mean, not an egotistical way. I know I can get carried away, but basically perseverance, because you know what? You're going to embrace yourself that way. And that's what it's really all about, because really nobody can give you more to you than yourself. So yes, you tell yourself, I deserve myself better. So I'm going to embrace my whole being, and I'm going to give myself better. And that's what the Fool card is all about. I'm gonna be happy, because that's what I want out of life. I mean, or you can be sad if that's what you want in life too. Some people like to be sad. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't judge. But I am, so a couple cards came out, clarifying cards I got for you, Libra, from the Good Tarot, is I do have patience. So what I'm getting with patience, in the regular tarot, this is a Temperance card. And I got 14, which is 5. That's change. So, and this card actually comes before the Death card, right? Which is 15, which is, oh, sorry, 15 is the Devil card, sorry. Actually, it comes after the Death card. So, what I'm getting with this, patience, is Temperance. What I'm getting more with this card coming out for you, Libra, is patience with yourself. Again, that's softening, right? That's softening. Let go of outside expectations, especially in love. You're going to see what you've been wanting, what you've been desiring is coming, and you will receive that. And then there it is. The 7 of Earth is all about, I put in a lot of effort, and you did it also too for yourself, which was the right way, but you also gave, and but now as the balancing is coming back to balancing, you know, like allowing yourself, I'm getting these two cards are actually coming together. Patience and the 7 of Earth. So 7 of Earth is waiting for, you know, that fruition. Again, we have ebb the corn. The straw. So straw grows really tall. So it can take a long time for it to grow. So it takes patience, but you see it growing. You know it's there. You can feel it. And then, you know, Temperance can also be, well, it's divine timing, but she can also be, or he can also be about, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Temperance can also be about, like, you know, the right mix of things. So again, there's that balancing of things. So the right, you know, like the equivalent of ingredients, the right amount of ingredients of each ingredients. So, you know, like for your soul, your heart chakra, you know, feeding that heart chakra if that's what's needed. You know, stepping into your power if that's what's needed. Knowing who you are if that's what's needed. You know, especially in love, Libra. If you're in a relationship and it's not, you know, giving you the right mix, then you're not turning out the right crop, right? You're going to get the wrong things coming out. So it's about saying, okay, I might need to step back into myself, have a bit of patience, and then know that this is growing. Know that the right thing is growing for me. And that's what the Fool is all about. He's all about really letting go about anything outside and stepping into his whole being. And not even, he doesn't even look where he's stepping. Because he just knows, like, I just know where I'm stepping. I just feel the step here, I step there. And because I just know that intuitively, and that was the message, you know, from Spirit in the general reading, is continue to connect with that intuitive side of yourself, letting go of, you know, that mental side of thing, and balance out from the heart chakra. That's why the heart chakra is really important for you. And then there she is, the Empress. So we have the birthing again. So we have birthing from here as the Storky's waiting for the, you know, birthing of the new entity, if you will, coming out. And she's all about birthing too. The Empress is about birthing that new, and that's coming. So, you know, you've been pregnant for a while, let's say, metaphorically speaking, maybe not, but metaphorically speaking for most of you, you've been pregnant for a while. You've been, you know, harvesting or, you know, the gestation period. You've been growing this new energy for a while, and it really wants to come for you. And of course, to embrace the new, we have to make room for it. So we all know that. Let go of the old, and then there it is. This is divine love. This 6, the Lover's card. It's also Gemini card, which is there, but it's also, again, balance too. Here's the, but it's also, we got in this card, we got that you know, like that 1111 kind of podium going on there. And there it is, like twin flame, your match, basically your divine match. So, and it's ready. So yeah, that divine match, it's coming for you. And so it's ready. It's been, the bun's been in the oven for a while. And so what I get for, there you go. Couldn't be a better card. Playfulness. This is the Romance Angels cards. We're going to pull a couple from there. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Wow. I'm going to put that together with that. I'm going to put that up here for you, Libra. There we go. Couldn't get a better message than that. Woo! That shine. Shine, shine. And then forgiving and learning. Forgiving and learning. I love what it says at the bottom. As you release and beat the past, you experience more love in your present moment. So that's really about letting go. Letting go. We just talked about that. And also, Aquarius got that card. And so you're not alone. And then last but not least, calling in your soulmate. And that's exactly what I've been saying the whole time. So as we continue to release, moving forward, balancing your heart chakra, your prayers, affirmation, the visualization help bring you together. That's beautiful. Prayers, affirmations. Prayers can, yeah, it'd be meditations, visualization. But that's all for your divine good. All right, Libra, I hope you got something out of this reading. Lots of love and light to you. And I hope you have a great month of March. I hope there's something here to take home for you. And I enjoyed reading for you. And I look forward to seeing you next month. Aloha, keika'i, keikahi. Love one another. All right. Aloha, Libra. See you again next time. Aloha, Gemini. Welcome to Moana Anela's Divine Love Reading. And I am Moana Anela, the Hawaiian Gypsy. Or Moana for short, the Hawaiian Gypsy. Yes, welcome for your love reading for the month of March 2020. Again, this could be a timeless reading, so if you happen to pop on here, or if you feel to come to this reading and you're not a Gemini, there could very well be messages in here for you. But other than that, we got Gemini. Welcome, Gemini. And we're just getting your clarifiers out. And for your love reading, clarifying the general spread for air. And right at the bottom of the deck, we have for you the Ten of Swords. Right, whoa, what's that sticking out? God. We got lots of things at the bottom of the deck. Okay, all kinds of stuff sticking out. All right, that's a little bit better. Ten of Swords, yes. I'm kind of really feeling that for you, Gemini. I'm really feeling a beautiful ending for you, a peaceful ending. The Hermit card is kind of calling to me. Actually, it was calling to me in the Libra reading, but I kind of forgot to pull it out in Libra. But it's that, I mean, of course, obviously he doesn't look very hermitized in the card. Looks pretty stressed out there, but he looks like he's still in pain. He hasn't died yet, unlike the Rider-Waite tarot where the guy's laid out on the ground with 10 swords in his back. He still looks like he's still kind of dying there. And okay, so what I'm getting from that, Gemini, is what's really interesting is what I'm getting is you're still feeling a bit of the impact of what happened, almost like, as if a tornado came through, your household, but it's that calm after storm, because I am feeling you're feeling peace. I'm feeling very, very peaceful energy, like this hermit energy. But it came from, this whirlwind, that calm after storm, but you're kind of still standing in the aftermath of that storm, like, as if a tornado came through and you see all the houses blown apart and, rubble and stuff like that. It's like still like the evidence of the storm, if you will, or the impact of that storm is still kind of like, kind of surrounding you, if that makes sense. But I am getting this kind of peaceful energy coming from that. And from the general read, so what I'm getting from that for you, Gemini, is that you've kind of come to this perseverance. And Kaukahi, Hawaiian, the word Kaukahi, the Hawaiian perseverance, is actually the meaning for that particular perseverance is that perseverance of going beyond. Okay, not just, you didn't persevere by surviving the storm, you're persevering by going beyond, like, knowing like, okay, that's my sign and it's time for me to move on. It's like this whole new, the whole world kind of like wiped away, clean slate, this whole new rebirthing, resurrection coming through, and that's, you're coming out of that. So kind of like almost like the phoenix, but not quite as drastic as we see that phoenix coming out of the ashes. More like a calmer, but still that effect of this rebirthing, this renewal of your soul heart. And I'm getting, especially for you, Gemini, I'm getting important, it's really important for you, this Mercury retrograde, because Mercury is your planet, your ruling planet. And so you're kind of really feeling that, not just the effects of Mercury retrograde, but also the aftermath. But it's actually you're able, and I kind of said that during the general read, like, is this Mercury retrograde is actually positive for you air signs altogether. But what's positive for you is it's kind of creating the sense of, what, it's all chaotic right now, I'm just going to step in, and you're kind of stepping into that heart space. So I am getting that heart space is really important for all air signs across the board, but in this case for you, Gemini, is that peaceful heart space, that balance in centering yourself in being peaceful. And how that's coming out through love is that some of you, I kind of got inclination of, not all of you, but some of you, like maybe the sense of, like in the past there may have been a really harsh breakup for you. And now this person is kind of coming back into your life, and you're kind of feeling like, whoa, I don't know about this. It's kind of bringing up that aftermath of the effects of, I haven't really gotten over that moment when we first broke up, even though it was a long time ago. But I'm really sitting here at peace with myself, and that's a really good place to be. And when Mercury goes back into, moving forward out of retrograde, I forget the name of that now, but when Mercury starts moving forward again, things are going to start, clicking again. You're going to really start feeling like you're in sync again. But again, that message from the general read is, I'm getting, really important for you, Gemini. You went through all this for a reason. So if somebody's coming back into your life, it's not necessarily to get back with him. And even though there may be for some of you a rekindling of something, but you have to make sure if that's the case, that person has grown as well. But what's more importantly, what Spirit wants you to see is that it's not necessarily that person coming back to your life to rekindle that, but it's more about to remind you of you know, who you are, you know, and that was so revealed through that, you know, through that kind of drastic experience, if you will, that happenings, that what happened there. So hopefully that makes sense to some of you. So we're going to go ahead and right into the read, and that was already 7 minutes with the sword. And that's a 10 of swords. And so and it's interesting that I say about this rekindling, because for some of you there might be a rekindling with an ex, because they may have grown and they may come back to you with really a heartfelt, you know, apology. So we'll see if there's a page of pentacles or something comes out or something like that. But the reason why I'm pointing back to this card is because he's not dead yet. So it almost could mean that particular and then I just looked at the card behind this one, is the Two of Cups. So for some of you, and that's kind of like a Gemini energy as well, you know, with the Two of Cups, even though it's water. But you know, I'm just getting that kind of two. So for some of you Geminis, there might be a rekindling, but you just have to make sure it's right for you. And you have to make sure you're at peace and that you've healed first. If you haven't healed, then you may need to tell that person, I need more time. So that's really interesting, because yeah, it's almost like it wasn't completely over. It didn't completely die. So, and with that being said, on the other side of the coin, so you still may have some feelings for this person, but you have to make sure you're healed, because that's the only way you're going to be clarity. And what's coming out at the heart of the reading, clarifying for the general read, of the Five of Air, right? And there's that kind of like, again, that Five of Air, that kind of turmoil that we talked about in the beginning of the general read. So basically, this is like a bit of counsel from the divine universe in love for you, Gemini. And it's, you know, another sign had the Pentacle sign, and it's the King of Pentacles, King of Coins, King of Pentacles, King of Earth. So basically, with that being said, Earth is all about nurturing yourself, making sure your needs are met. But in this case, it's making sure, and I'm looking at the green. So for you air signs, really, even though for other signs we had this yellow solar plexus chakra kind of coming out, and that's kind of strong for the other signs for them to build on. But what I'm getting for the air signs, and it is coming through again for you, Gemini, is this green, the heart chakra. Building that heart chakra, and that's what I'm getting. It's nurturing your heart, nurturing your needs. So it is a replenishing, it's a rebuilding. So you are finding yourself, something must have happened, whether it was romantically or otherwise, maybe family or something like that, but something really tore your heart to pieces, and you're kind of rebuilding that. And that's the energy I'm getting. Now that's not going to resonate with everybody, but for those who that does resonate, I'm kind of getting that rebuilding, putting the heart back to pieces. And that's where I'm getting this rebirthing, this regeneration, this phoenix kind of you know, energy coming out, you know, coming out of the ashes. But it's peaceful for you. It's not like the rise of the phoenix where he's flaming and which is beautiful too, but it's yours is just as beautiful, but it's more peacefully. And here, this is the crossing energies. So contributing energies is the Eight of Pentacles. So what I'm getting for this is, it's been like you ran a marathon or a couple all at once. And so this Eight of Pentacles is really calling out that it, you know, it took the endurance. So it's like you have endured, you know, an Olympics of circumstances in your life, I guess, that I can't think of it, snickety something. you know, things of circumstances like in your life. So kind of like, and it wasn't like one big thing. It's what I'm getting, even though there was maybe like kind of one main thing that kind of set the stage, but then it felt like, you know, maybe another after another after another. So I'm not too sure who this message is for, but this is what I'm getting. So there was kind of like a, you know, a Rolodex of things happening in your life that just kind of like another upset after another upset, and you're like, okay, I'm healed now, and then like, oh, another upset, and it's like, oh my goodness, really? And so like you've really been through this endurance, but it was also to see your strength. See, 8 of Pentacles can also be like that endurance of strength, like you can walk the walk, you can talk the talk, you have the endurance, you have what it takes to make it through. So, and that's really own that, not own up to it. You don't have to, you're already there, you're already that, but it's like, own that, Gemini. You have what it takes. And I think it's also about looking at that side of things, you know, because, and that, you know, it's so true. We don't want, and I'm not saying you are, but sometimes, you know, and it, you know, sometimes I do that too. Like, I just want my pity party and just, you know, hey, I'm going to just curl up here and just, you know, sleep under my blankets the whole day in my pajamas. And, you know, sometimes we need a day, but then it comes a point, it's like, well, I don't know, is that really me? Like, you know what? No, I'm way better than that. I'm, you know, I just deserve to get what I want. And you do, Gemini, and you have what it takes. And so strength keeps coming up for everybody. So I'm getting it's the same thing. It just came up in another air sign. Actually, I think it came up in Libra, and it's the same position. And so what I'm looking at, I'm literally looking at these general read cards, the one that we're clarifying, and we have the Queen of Cups. I don't normally bring them up all the time, but I am. And so I guess it's this heart space again. And the card, yeah, it's kind of aqua. That kind of green color, bluish green. And it's like that heart space. So I'm getting, you know, again, and again, I'm getting this look at the lady. She's at peace. She's got all these like powerful cats. I can rip her apart, but you know what? Because she's at peace, they're at peace. So I'm kind of getting like, especially so in your love life, Gemini, the more you're at peace, the more you're going to bring peace, you know, around you in all your relationships, especially in love. If you're in a partnership, if you're, you know, starting to date, or if you're interested in somebody, you know, you want to approach that with a whole new take on life, this whole new peace. And again, the strength is coming from that endurance that you've been through. Kind of like being able to take that walk through the dark night of the soul and then come out through the light like, oh, you know, again, that phoenix energy. I'm really kind of getting that phoenix energy, but he's coming like in my vision, he's not that beautiful red, that ruby red, kind of like fiery. He's more like that crystal shining, that kind of beautiful shining crystal white light. And then you have the world coming from the divine energies. This is from your higher self, higher and divine energy. So yes, there you have it. So we started with this, the Ten of Swords, and ending, coming out of, you know, a bunch of endings. Maybe there were 10 things that happened in the last 10 years, or 10 things that happened in the last year that was really, you know, the time frame's going to differ for each one of you, but you know, like I'm kind of getting that 10s for you, Gemini. I'm not sure why, but you know that. And then I look at the 2 eyes in Gemini. I'm getting that kind of 10 energy. So maybe there were like 10 major aspects in your life, or upsets in your life, upheavals that happened that was like, wow, that really, you know, kind of not completely knocked you down, but it kind of knocked you over, and then you kind of like sprung back up, almost like that Weeble Wobble guy. And then here it is. And then we got this, well, it's 21, but it's the world. It's the ending. And 21 is a 4. In some cultures, no, sorry, it's a 5, which is change. And it's half a 10. But anyways, the world still represents the ending, but it also represents that new beginning, because that's what we're doing. You're stepping into that new era now. It is a new era, and you're rebirth. You're being reborn, and that's what's really exciting. And because you're going to be reborn in love, so like it's almost like you're going to get a whole brand new, clique of people around you. And that's going to be really exciting. On this side is energies that are kind of hidden, and it's a 3 of Cups. There's that celebration that I'm feeling for you. I'm not getting 3 party, because that's all over with. If that kind of was one of those things that were the stab in the back kind of thing, but I'm not getting that at all. I'm getting celebration. I'm getting party. I am getting kind of like party around you, like your clique. I'm getting people around you. I'm not getting like you're getting this normal, like me, I'm Cancer, so we like to go crawl in our dark corner. But in that, I'm getting the opposite. I'm getting like, yeah, I want to go on and I want to have fun. And I'm getting that for you, Gemini. And you can do that because you have that flexibility. You have that, durability. You have that, these words never come when I want them to come. But, you have that, that strength. That, that real strength of agility. That's the word I'm trying to think. You have that agility and perseverance. You have that perseverance to go above and beyond. And that's awesome. And then here we have another Earth energy too. And this is the Knight of Coins. So Earth, Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. And what I'm getting, Gemini, well, and you share the planet Mercury with Virgo. So I'm getting Virgo energies, and may be important. Like it may be good to have some of that grounding energy, where there's a Virgo might be in your life. Maybe you're going to meet a Virgo, or another Earth sign. Could be another Earth, Taurus, Capricorn, and but here we have like the 2 horses, which is kind of, there's that kind of dual energy as well. I don't want to say duality, but dual energies as well. And we have this 2 of Cups. So I am getting, if you are single, there is somebody coming in. Definitely somebody coming in or coming back. There is a bit of that energy for you, which I haven't really gotten for the other signs, but I'm somehow receiving that somebody coming back with this playful energy and this forgiving energy, like asking you to forgive them, that kind of energy. I'm kind of getting that, Gemini. Definitely, though, a new surrounding of people in your life. So, and this is the position of energy that you're seeing, but, Spirit kind of wants to bring that to the forefront and maybe have a different perspective. So your perception on it. So you may be feeling already, you may be seeing people kind of coming to you already, like meeting new people, new friends. You got this 3 of Cups. So there's definitely, this energy of socializing that is happening already. But what Spirit wants you to look at is really see how they're playing. And okay, so this is making things clear now. So the Knight of Coins, Knight of Pentacles, he's the one that, he's the one that makes it through to the end. He's slower, but he has a strategy down packed. It's been practiced 1,000 times, and he knows it like, the back of his hand. Well, depends on who you are. Some people don't know the back of their hand, but he just knows it inside and out. He knows the strategy inside out. He knows who he is. He knows exactly where everybody is. He knows every bit of detail. And so that's why he's a little bit slower, but he does it. He gets the job done, and he does it with flair and grace, and people love him for that. He's very charismatic in that gentler way. And I'm getting that's what's coming to the forefront, for you. Like, not just like having, like these kind of people around you, but maybe taking some of these qualities. And again, I'm getting the green for the heart chakra to help you kind of, and green is also healing, to help you, piece back your heart and this rebirthing, having this flair in your life of maybe slowing down, like, and being playful. That's actually what I was trying to get, is the playfulness, because We got the socializing here. We got the playfulness here. And what's interesting is the card represents the heart of the whole reading and represents you. That came out for you is this King of Coins. So very loving, very nurturing, and also too, what I'm getting is that also, Gemini, don't accept anything other than somebody that's also going to nurture you as well, right? So you are nurturing and you want that nurturing energy. But in the meantime, if you are single, just go out and have fun. Have fun and socialize. I'm really getting that's important for you. A lot of socializing, peace back your heart. You can be a little strategic about it, but also, connecting with that heart chakra, connecting with your needs, and I'm getting, the detailing is coming into knowing what your heart is really about. What are the needs of your heart, right? And King of Coins. So that's the detailing I'm getting for you, Gemini. That's important. So out there in love and life and love, I'm getting for you, Gemini, is really, by piecing back your heart, all that detailing is really know what your heart desires. So you set yourself up to only accept what is good for you. And if you decide to go back and forgive, an ex, then, again, that heart detailing, really know that that person has straightened up and that, they are going to match and meet your needs. All right. And interesting, we talk about the rebirthing and everything, because here's a 2. Again, the 20. So very interesting too. Okay, so we talk about an ex. So here's the temptation, right? So this is kind of what I'm talking about. Knowing your heart. That your heart were brought to pieces, not for you just to put it back together and feel crappy. Your heart was actually, so Spirit was doing its own, kind of technique for you. And by bringing your heart into pieces, it really wanted you to get to know your heart. And sometimes, and I know it's harsh, but sometimes that's the only way. I know for me, I can be quite stubborn, and sometimes that's really the only way I get to know myself, is by knowing, like, oh, what are the things that don't work for me? What are the things that are really like, wow, that's really wrong? So then I know what's right for me. And for some case, Gemini, and that's a bit of that mirroring, that duality, to make your heart complete is like seeing the other side, to know, the mirroring of that other side, or the opposite of the mirroring of that other side, that reflection, I have right, my reflection shows left. So knowing the opposite of that through mirroring is how you really got to know yourself, and putting those pieces back together, and that's what this rebirthing is all about. So you're really coming through in this new era, which is beautiful, as a new person, as a new being, the whole new being, the phoenix rising. But again, we got this calming kind of green, and here we have the temptation. So this temptation I'm getting is kind of like going back to, like, not just an ex, not only an ex, but also maybe, ex-friends, maybe family members that we kind of separated from and we kind of cut ties with, and coming back into our lives. That knowing that, making sure that it is straight, like it's matching and meeting your needs, and nothing other than that. There's no foolishness. There's no, hidden agenda, any of that kind of BS. So, and that's what this is coming through, is, and we kind of touch base on that. Knowing your heart. So, like, for example, if an ex is wanting to come back and they're giving that heartfelt apology, and maybe they are, but that doesn't mean that it's meant for you to go back with him. It could mean that that's a reminder of, like, how strong you are and who you are, and the strength that you have because of what you went through. And, you know, that's just a reminder. Sometimes we need that reminder. And, but not to fall into that temptation. So just watch for, like, the red flags, I guess. That kind of sign has been coming up for a couple of times. So that's something for you. And then, of course, because when things are new, sometimes when things are new, you know, it can be easy to be astray. But just when you piece back your heart, you know who you are. So stay straight with that. Keep everything clear and clean, walking straight in that clear crystal, you know, light, basically, that rebirthing. And that's awesome. And then, of course, too, is also balancing out, making sure you balance out your heart energies, that your heart is receiving as well as giving. And here we got 11. So here's justice. So there's justice being served. So again, so that's going back to when I was talking about, you know, Spirit, you know, had its plan when it was kind of like having those experience going through those challenges. And, you know, and it was planned to make you stronger because it knew you had it. You had the endurance, going back to the 8 of coins there, the 8 of pentacles. You had the endurance, and Spirit knew you had that strength, going back to the strength card. So, but now, you know, Spirit is letting you know that justice is coming through for you. And that's because, you know, you did the work, you walked the walk, and you talked the talk. And you did what you needed for you. And then there's that moon energy, last confirmation card. So with the general read, what this is saying to me with the general read, and we have the Queen of Water here, with the general read, it came through that when things go back, I guess when things go back to normal, Mercury's back into retrograde, and Mercury will actually be entering Aquarius, which is, I think, is a beautiful thing. Aquarius is a beautiful sign. And again, that's about balance and peace and love and harmony. And when you know, Mercury, shortly after Mercury comes out of retrograde, it'll be going into Aquarius around the 22nd or the 30th. But pretty much that ending of March. But the thing is, you're going to feel that, Gemini. You're going to benefit from that. You're going to feel really, really good. So what I'm getting with the moon is make sure that you stay into your intuitive, kind of like what I was saying in the general read, is make sure that you stay with that intuition of yours and that, you know, spiritual growth that you just went through. Don't make sure you don't go back into your head. You know, stay flexible and stay with that part of your soul, with that part of your spirit that you know you grew into, coming into being that phoenix, right? So make sure you stay with that intuition, because that's going to tell you when certain people want to come back into your life. That's going to let you know whether or not, okay, I can actually let this person back into my life. Or, no, you know, it was done with, but, you know, thank you for the lesson. Thank you for helping me in my spiritual growth. And so we're just going to pick a card from the Romance Angels. And so this is kind of a good confirmation, getting to know each other. And as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, you bond deepen. So the confirmation I'm getting from this is that there are going to be people wanting to come back into your life. And I'm really getting to, you know, the message from here is like, maybe for some of you that might, and then you're going to get to know those people on a different, on a higher level. Because also know with this card too is relationships. This is also like the call. This is like moving to a higher level, higher spiritual level. And that's why Spirit wants you to make sure you remember, you know, that spiritual side of yourself, so you stay connected with that, because you're here for a higher purpose. And so if people do come back into your life and it's a good fitting, and you're going to allow them back into your life, that it's to meet that higher purpose. But I am getting for a lot of you a new love coming in, and you're going to have this kind of flirtiness, you're going to have this fun, you're going to have this playtime, and that's how you're going to get to know them. So I'm getting in the beginning, coming out of retrograde, Gemini, in love, If you're in a relationship, that's awesome. So you guys are really going to start to get to know each other. And it's going to be really, really nice and refreshing for your relationship that, you know, you're going to take that relationship to a point like, oh, wow, I didn't know that aspect of you. This is so cool. So it's almost like you're dating for the first time again. So that's going to be really refreshing for those as a couple. But those of you single, if you are allowing that ex to come back in, or rekindling friendships or anything, it's going to be refreshing as well. It's going to be like, wow, I didn't realize that. I never knew this about you, and this is really cool, and I can see why you did what you did, you know, whatever that lesson was. Or if not, you know, it is going to be new people, and you're really going to like meet some really unique people. No matter the scenario, you're going to meet really unique people coming into your life. But make sure, no matter what scenario, together or single or otherwise, make sure it's playful. Right now it's a playful time for you, Gemini. You're just coming out of those ashes, and Spirit wants you to really stay connected with yourself. So make it all playful. You don't want to get serious. Worth waiting for. Okay, that's that coming out of the ashes. Divine timing is at work in your life. So now, whatever is meant to happen for you, Gemini, in love, it's time. And now is the right time because you have really finished this cycle. You have completed a major cycle, and you have really kind of like, you know, I'm getting like, you know, like that carpenter work, you know, almost like Pinocchio kind of thing. You have really put the work into your artisan, which is your healing, and you have really completed that cycle. And so now you're going to see this real love is coming in. Or if it's that ex or something, now they have done the same thing. And again, that mirroring effect, they're going to say, oh wow, their heart is going to have changed, and they're going to have healed and be a new person as well, because it's a lot of mirroring effect, I think, going on for you in your love life right now, Gemini. And that's worth waiting for, because you're going to see who these people really are. That's the thing. There it is. Healing family issues. Healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So what I'm getting with that is, well, we got this angel in the background. So what I'm really getting for that is some say like your parents can be involved, but I'm not getting parents in this case. What I am getting, though, that higher self, that higher being. You are connecting, this kaukahi, persevering, going beyond. You're connecting with your higher self, and that's healing. And so is the people. Even if you meet somebody new, that person themselves have also gone through something, and they're going to mirror that. You guys are going to still mirror each other, even if there's somebody new. And that's this healing family issue. So part of that is also healing your DNA. When you heal your DNA, you heal your ancestry. And that's also, too, calling in, like, you know, past life, like true past life relationships. And even though it's somebody new, you're going to probably feel like, oh, wow, I really know that person. And then the last card I get is express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So that is beautiful, and that's that playfulness. So express your love, but in fun, in playfulness. And so that is awesome, Gemini. I really feel good for you for this month. I think you're really going to feel good for yourself this month, and you're not going to take any BS, and you're going to use that discernment, and you know, really have that clarity, crystal clear vision of what is going to work, because you really know your heart. You really know your heart chakra now. You really know your heart and what it is that you're going to accept and what you're not, and that's very clear. So stick with that, and stick with that heart space, that heart love, and that, you know, whole newfound spirituality that you have just birthed into. All right, Gemini, I hope some of that helped, and have a great month, and I look forward to seeing you next month. Thank you, Gemini. Aloha, aloha, keika'i, i keikahi, love one another, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.